Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Saskatchewan's 28 school divisions will remain intact. However, there is a downside, with an overall reduction in provincial funding. The freeze and thaw cycle throughout the winter and spring season wreaks havoc on the roadway, bringing frustration not only to motorists, but extra work for city crews. Market squares become a big drawing card for downtown Swift Current during the summer season. Planning is already underway for another year. Thanks for joining us here today. Following the release of the provincial budget, school divisions across Saskatchewan are expected to do more with less funding. Saskatchewan's 28 school divisions will remain intact. The province made this announcement during the release of the 2017-18 budget. According to the province, it heard the message loud and clear from public consultations that locally appointed trustees and no changes to the division boundaries was the way to go. An outcome which is pleasing news to school divisions. However, there is a downside, with an overall reduction in provincial funding. Rod Quinton is the Chief Financial Officer for the Chinook School Division and explains what this means for the Southwest.
We're looking at a 7.33% decrease in our funding, which is roughly $6 million. To say that we could not impact all of areas of the division would probably be premature right now. I do think we need to go back and do some more planning around that. We see our governance budget reduced by 35.6%, supports for learning, 24% reduction, instructional resources, 12% reduction, transportation, a 9% reduction, plant operation, 4.3% reduction. Those are the major areas that we do our business. So we've got some pretty significant hurdles to overcome.
He further adds that a closer watch will be kept on how governance funding is spent, with less dollars in the pool for school board trustees.
Well, there's only limited resources for the board members, the per diems and travel, and we're not allowed to spend more than what they have allocated for governance, so that's effectively capping how we would operate the governance portion of the school division. It may have an impact on how the board gets out and deals with the communities, the SCCs. There just won't be the kind of funds available for them to do that.
And as the Chinook School Division fine-tunes its own budget for the coming year with less funding from the province, Quinton says both Chinook and those directly affected by the education system need to be prepared for the road ahead.
Well, I think it's important that the public knows that we're going to do the best we can with the resources that we have available. But there are going to be changes, and there are going to be things that aren't going to be what we've done before. And so I think that people better be prepared to get some adjustments in the service level that they have.
The Chinook School Division is the second largest in the province, with close to 6,000 students enrolled in 61 schools across the Southwest. Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current, and organizers are now searching for entertainers, food vendors, and artisans to be part of the excitement for the upcoming season. Contact Marlene today at 750-7888 and spend your Saturdays in downtown Swift Current this summer. Market Square, proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Southwest TV News. Spring is here, and so are the potholes, meaning local crews will be out with their annual street maintenance program. It's an annual occurrence on city streets, potholes. The freeze and thaw cycle throughout the winter and spring season wreaks havoc on the roadway, bringing frustration not only to motorists, but extra work for city crews.
Absolutely. We've been out patching potholes for a while already. Right now we're just doing sort of temporary patching. Most of it with cold mix. It's too cold and wet yet to do any permanent patching. So just cold mix asphalt, which is just leftover asphalt from from last year's programs. We have our own little pothole patching machine, but it's too cool for us to get that one out yet. And then for our permanent patching and repair program, we need the paving contractors to get fired up and get their asphalt plant fired up, so we have hot mix there. And that probably won't be till towards the end of April.
And as crews address the many potholes around the city, the grit and sand will continue to accumulate on neighborhood streets before the annual street sweepers begin their schedule.
It's a ways off yet. Yeah, street sweeping, we need warmer weather to do the street sweeping, and unfortunately we may get a little snow yet before the season's over, so don't want to get out there too soon, clean it off, and then be sanding again. So yeah, it'll usually we like to start the street sweeping program around the beginning of May. And so that'll be probably when we get going, and maybe a little bit earlier in the downtown business district, and then around the beginning of May for a regular residential program.
The City of Swift Current welcomes your feedback on potholes in the community, with calls accepted by telephone or through the city's website. For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News. Summer may be a few months away, but work is already underway behind the scenes for the upcoming season of Market Square. Market Square has become a big drawing card for downtown Swift Current during the summer season. And although the 2017 edition doesn't actually start until June 17th, planning is already underway for another year. With numerous theme weekends scheduled, including the annual Superhero Saturday and Cruise in the Market.
And this year is going to be great too because it's Canada 150. So Canada Day is going to be massive. It's on a Saturday, big Market Square Day. That's when the Frontier Days is here, and there'll be the parade and the flag raising and the cake in the park, and it's going to be just a really, really big day.
And along with the excitement from the farmers market and other street vendors is the on-stage entertainment, which organizers are hoping to expand on in 2017.
We have a lot of people that sing, play guitar. We'd love somebody with a harmonica or bagpipes or anything that you can do musically or entertaining-wise would be something that we're looking for. And we value the people that play there, that have year after year, but we want other people to feel like that they can come up on stage and sing a tune or play a tune or whatever they want to do. We're hoping that we could get more of that. We've had them as far as Winnipeg, and then there's some people that travel through that hear about it. Medicine Hat, we've had a few bands from there, and we want people to know that when they do come through, they could just pop in and play on the stage, and then, on their way through, that would be awesome.
And as Market Square embarks on its 6th season, Johnson encourages entertainers and other vendors to consider spending their Saturdays in downtown Swift Current.
I just love how the community comes together and how everybody has just, it's like a gathering of really great people, and it gives you a sense of pride of your community and the people that are in it. And to me, it's not like, it is hard work sometimes, but when at the end of the day, you just go look at that day. How much fun was that? And the people that come, they come from all over, and they're just ecstatic, and they just, they just love it.
Market Square will take center stage June 17th through September 30th at the corner of Central and Chaplin in downtown Swift Current.
Henry Richard, Provo, Russo, all those guys that had played.
He faced off against Pocket Rocket Richard.
Rocket Richard, he was the referee for the game.
Our line scored a goal. It was just boom. It was loud.
Yeah, it was a lot of good times.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.